I'm just gonna make this a real quick one before we I originally want. Yeah, and since I feel like looking at the list of cartoons of the deck, the rest of the cartoons of the year, yeah, I consider them a bit more lackluster. So yeah, let's just cover some shows I've. I'm just gonna cover one game or movie each. Ah, yes. 20. Let's just do a wrap. Let's see. So, yes. 2014, the year when Dark Souls got a sequel. Destiny 2. Destiny finally got. But. Jeez, me. These. Year when Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U come. The year where Alien Isolation. Isolated. And the year where video. And the year when the video game. Year when we had the most top. One of the most RNG based and yet more popular card game of all time was released. And 20 and also the same year that Galaxy and X-Men, Captain America were released. And a movie that basically shows to be Lego's top tier. Yeah, and basically making them number one. So cartoons on what I watched were from the year were a bit like Mixel's technically a bit of an online series. I like the show. It's a nice little trade from the CGI anime. Well, going for more 2D animation at least. I thought the art style looks simple and passable. And Mixel's obviously two creatures combined into one. And with Mixel cues that never exist in the show. And I thought the show looks pretty. I like the show, and I remember collecting I was remember my mom and I were like bought like the entirety of Wave One, entirety of Wave Two. Yeah, I remember the days where I didn't keep up the series after maybe some time ago. And yeah, it was a theme. It was a Lego theme that basically had multiple characters and whatnot. And yeah, and yeah, I thought the comedy and everything was pretty good. So then we get to another. Well, I already covered the comic, the first part of the comic, and yeah, let's just talk about it. Sonic Boom, based on the other assertion, Sonic Boom was supposed to be just a nice little separate continuity, which are two video games that no one loved, and an Archie comic series. Well, it focuses more on the different continuity, being Sonic, Tails, Amy, Knuckles, and character made for the series Sticks. Face Off, Dr. Eggman, and yeah, not really too but yeah, the cartoon itself was pretty good actually. It's kind of funny, self-aware humor. It's also self-aware humor, by the way, and it first to be a CGI show, and being the one in high definition, why not? Well, Roger Craig, most of the Sonic cast reprised their roles. I say most of them. And yeah, it focuses on these three basically. It was more of a monster robot in the week more show, and it was filled with comedy. Though I don't know if that show ever got a second season because last. Oh, it was really good, pretty fun. Oh yeah, I really blind for the second beginning of this season, but oh well. Oh, it's pretty good to be honest. And last for the 2014, we got to Star Wars Rebels. I'm gonna be a little confession here. I watched a fair bit of most of the first season. I only watched mostly the first season of the show, and I thought it was pretty good. It was mostly the continuation of the after episode 3, The Revenge of the Sith, and I thought it was still pretty good. Maybe I'm not really a huge fan of the Star Wars franchise, of the Star Wars Rebel. Not really much of a fan on the series. Well, I thought it's still pretty good. But yeah, if anyone asks me, I'm more a fan of the Star. I'm more a fan of is the Clone Wars the CGI one, which got a seventh season, but I haven't seen it yet. Sadly, I haven't. By the way, I like that show, and by the way, I love the CGI style, the Clone Wars. It was one of my favorites of all time. Please know that I don't know pretty much of my. I have no opinion on season 7 at the moment. At the time of recording, I do not have any plans for season to review season 7. Right, I have no plans to review the Clone Wars season 7 right now, and currently have no plans. Yeah, that's probably the one of the two things. These people are really only going to be subscribed to Disney Plus too. I really need to check how good that season so far. Yeah, I'll check the Clone Wars seasons. Mm. Relatively heard it did really good. But yes, I'll talk about the Clone War. No, I'm not covering Clone Wars Season 7 since technically the show was released somewhere around 2000. As much as I love the Clone Wars CGI show, that show was released back in 2008. 2008. And technically the show was released in 2008, so sadly I can't cover that show. And yeah, 2014 was an was a lackluster year for me for newer cartoons that were released. So yeah, still a pretty good year for me. Still a good year. Still good cartoons. Now let's talk about 2014. Ah yes, 2014 was the year when The Witcher 3 pretty much gave Witcher fans a spin enough to Bloodborne, another war game that came all the was like for long-awaited sequels. That was the end, the start of a trilogy, and also starting the beginning of one cancerous thing that everyone calm down. And Bethesda's SimCity game and SimCity game movies. We got Inside Out, that movie that the comeback of the Star Wars franchise, and Age of Ultron. So let's talk about the seasons. Okay, I would like to say confession then. Yeah, first of all, let's talk about something I don't really like on this year. Pickle and peanut. Okay, I get that I want to go with an answer word pickle. And yeah, I never really liked the show. I saw some of it, so yeah, I never really liked it. Mainly because I didn't really like the character design. I already talked about why I hate the show. And this is coming from a guy who did a show I actually liked. Yeah. No, it's John. I like it all, but this show's not my favorite. I didn't really like the character, mainly because the characters, yeah. And how much did they pay Matt Chet? I mean, I know he was working on Gravity Falls at the time, but you know, and also Roger Craig. How much did they pay some of the celebrity guest stars in this episode? Minor characters in these episodes. So yeah. Okay, leaving me to one of my favorite shows. Yes, Star versus the Forces of Evil. Yeah, so far I already covered the first 3 seasons. I never saw four. I only saw Fellow for mainly the first 2 to 4 episodes, and even the finale. And only saw the last episode, Cleve, and yeah. I'm going to admit I think season 4 was alright. So far, season 4 for me is alright. I thought the ending was pretty good. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And yeah, it was pretty good, I admit. I still like it. Was one of my favorite cartoon Magical Girls, and it was one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Sad that, yeah, I still thought it was pretty good. So yeah, focuses on magical princess named Star Butterfly who went to Earth instead of instead Earth instead of that boarding school on her 14th birthday after burning a class. So living with Marco Diaz, a family in Los Angeles while attending college. Yeah, pretty much the show was more of a monster of the week wall than the show. Then yeah, Toffee happens and Magic Council and everything else. Yeah, it became more of that show. Still, I thought the show was pretty good, no matter what. I do like all 4 seasons, even though I haven't seen the rest of season 4, and I haven't been spoiled by that. Such a meme. I know it was during the time when everyone was making that Dano's ass show.
What subject is this? That you say is blurred. They ask you to resend.
Okay.
What is this? Worksheet.
Sorry, 1 sec. I think I need to pause this real quick. 1 sec. Sorry about that. I had apparently forgot to finish up some work that's in the background right now. Anywho, so yeah, still I thought the show was pretty good no matter what, and I do like, especially I like season 3 more, but yeah, I like the show. So okay, I only saw a few episodes of We Bare Bears and some episodes. Oh wait, this is ongoing. Yeah, never mind. Right, I can't talk about ongoing shows. Next on that, yeah, I thought it was still pretty good. Yeah, I started to finish up the castle. You know, maybe I'm not covering Lego shows at the moment. Maybe I'll cover them some other time. So yeah, 2015 was a bit lackluster for me. Alright, let's talk about 2016. 2016 was the year when Final Fantasy 15, where mainline entry finally came out, the third in the heart his franchise, talk about this division, the XX last game, the year when Overwatch, the year when Blizzard decided when to challenge Valve in multiplayer games. Pokemon designed to do something, bring up newer fans from the casually. Doom coming. The year the King of FPS 5, the Grand Copy of FPS came out. And also someone I forgot to mention. And yeah, for movies on the other hand, we had Deadpool and just a movie that somehow an LGBT movie that somehow beats a movie about Hollywood itself. Star Wars, a prequel. Oh, Doctor Strange, Captain America Civil War. Oh yeah, the year when Captain America Civil War was fighting Batman v Superman on which movie will win which in the great hero versus hero brawl summer. Ever. And that one movie that I feel like they should have won on, but instead won to to a weird LGBT movie. Let's just continue. Yeah. Let's just talk about the cartoon I want to talk about. Finally, I want to talk about this Troll Hunter. Yep, Troll Hunter. So let's talk about this show. This is going to be something I'm interested in. Yeah, Major was giving this as its own review, but I decided why not to review it in general so we can just get over with this. So yeah, one of my favorite cartoons. Yeah, well, I will remember one day hearing about it. I did. So let's talk about. Focuses on Jin Lake Jr., who finally found some weird medallion and basically declared the first human troll hunter. This, and enough also the previous by trolls. Begins his life. Together with his dresser and Toads and later on Claire, with getting mentors from Blinky, Arg makes more bet. Yeah, I know the Trollish does sound a little off-putting. Just look up the show's Trollish and you will find out. Together decided why not to basically try to save the day while fighting off weird Gum's army. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, again, I think you will watch the show's troll. You can learn their Trollish language. You can actually know what they say. What do they mean? With Jin and yeah, part 2 focuses where we put season 1 off, where he's trapped in a Darkland, saving out Enrique, who not Enrique was taking his place. And okay, I'm just gonna say this. And yeah, and having these two characters, Steve Belchuck and Eli Pepperjack, forming the Creep Slayers in that season, as well as learning about his double life and everything. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Steve Belchuck was. Yeah, this is the season where Steve Belchuck actually became more of just a typical minor bully character to actually helping becoming one of the more main characters in the entire series. He formed the Creed Slayers with like Pepperjack, also helping with helping the trolls, helping combating a lot of evilish things and whatnot, and pretty much that. Season 3 was pretty much it. The season I thought it was pretty good. Have Clara dealing with the sorceresses and the final battle and everything. Also, him turning into. I'm not gonna make it half. I'm not gonna spoil too much of it. And fighting Garmar. Ready to fight Garmar. So yeah. I thought I'm not spoiling too much of the show. The plot is pretty good, and more going more to what I like to say, a consistent plot. This is also part of a trilogy, and after due to the success of the show, they decided this will be the first chapter in the trilogy called Tales of Arcadia. Yeah. When you at the And while I'm not spoiling too much of the show's plot, I also thought the action, the animation, the comedy there, and it was overall pretty one of my favorite Netflix's shows, and even my favorite cartoon, by the way. I thought the action. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Let's go with the next one. Okay, I'm gonna defend this little show real quick. Mighty Magiswords. Yeah, I'm gonna say this was one of my I thought really good cards. Yeah, while being a bit of a mixed bag, I thought this was pretty good. It's pretty much shows a brother of two, Vanber and Prohias, who decide right to become the warrior's brother, do whatever quests around it, and collect magic swords. Basically, sword was themed around on whatever theme. I actually really like that. It was one of the more reasons I like the show. It's the concepts of different weaponry, different types of weaponry and everything. I do really like the concept. Kind of wish they did more. That's one of my favorite concepts. I hope someone can do a summer concept one day. But hey, why not? I do really like the show. Yeah, in my defense, I like the show. Okay, next up on my list of shows I want to talk about. Okay, let's talk about 2017. 2017 was the year where Nintendo's best system, the Nintendo Switch came out. Together with Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Odyssey, Destiny got a sequel. Resident Evil decided to go back to true to form in first-person shooter, despite the fact that it didn't work, somehow works. The kind of start to a battle royale, a reimagining of an old classic. Oh, sorry. Eh, and also drag and hunting. Now, on the movie side, we get to Blade Runner's Return, Thor Ragnarok, The Last Jedi, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Skull Island. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention Godzilla was awesome. 2, the Lego Batman movie, and also that one other movie that actually another Fast and Furious movie, and the last time Michael Bay directs another movie. Yeah, 2017, I never watched anything special. Well, technically, this show was a 2016 show, or 2013 show to be precise, but hey, why not, since I'm covering actual TV shows, so. Actually, when their TV shows came out. So, first of all, we get to. Okay, KO, Let's Be Heroes. Okay, I already covered this show before, but why not cover it a bit again? Yeah, the plot is basically in a retroistic future. True 21X. Apparently, this takes place in the same year as Mega Man. Follows the titular character, KO. Yeah, that's his name. And efforts to become the greatest hero while working at Bottega, because why not work at a boutique? Run by Gar. Heroes Supply Shop. Together with Red, I don't know what they call, but but then also the show call him Red. So yeah, the monsters is Alien and Eden, level-headed, the big like ninja who, yeah, I kind of wish I can hit Red and Eden mostly. I can hit those two. Angry reactions usually from my shit. the show was pretty good, and yeah, it's pretty much more the parody on the hero tropes and everything else. And the only complaint I had with the show, by the way, I think particularly towards the end, and the only complaint I had with it was in season 3 that was because I question why does it take place in the timeline? I know the show doesn't take place in the timeline, but I would like to know. Wait, what happened? Buzz gone. Okay, we're also making references and even crossovers. Yes, crossovers with, let me try a Captain Planet crossover. A crossover with one of the creators. Excuse me. I'm sorry, this is too many. I started for the first design order. A crossover with some of the cartoon network characters and whatnot. Also, excuse me, a crossover with basically Scooby-Doo's Ghoul School. And even a crossover with Sonic the Hedgehog himself! Elf. Yeah. Now, this show got a crossover with Sonic the Hedgehog himself. Oh, sweet. Yep, the Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh. Oh. Elf. Yeah, and pretty much overall this episode was... And the show was... sadly, I kind of wish Cartoon Network would renew for at least 1 or 2 more seasons. And sadly, yeah, I was expecting an actual crossover with Steven Universe, though we did technically got that in the last episode. Yeah, I wanted a Steven Universe versus OKK crossover since, because, well, the Greater Show also did work on Steven Universe, and why not? It would be amazing to have both of these shows finally crossover. Well, we did sort of get that with crossover Nexus, and yeah. Overall, it's oh yeah, cartoon-wise, it was lackluster for me because there's not much cartoons to cover. Anyways, let's just quickly cover 2018, the year when Monster Hunter: The World Society finally came out, the year when Pokemon decided came out, and the year where the year where Dragon Ball decided to have a new fighting game, the year Spider-Man finally comes to the video game. That they go get that as a good video game. The year where God of War, just God of War, and also Octopath. And yeah, and the year of Far Cry. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, and most importantly, the year of Assassin's Creed, and the year where Smash Bros. Ultimate, that game that should have won Game of the Year instead of, but is that one other certain game I feel like not mentioning due to trigger reasons. Yeah. Yeah, I still think Smash Bros. Years later, I still think Smash Bros. Should have won because, come on, it's like a museum, and yet also lost to a game about. It's like, what would you like? In a giant museum with all these iconic and famous people and everything, or just some random samurai armor. Yeah, it's like that. Okay, look, I calm myself down, but yeah, I do feel like, in personal opinion, I personally feel like Smash Bros. Should have won. on that game of the year. I'm still feeling. I know we had at least one fighting game, but still, I always feel like Smash Bros. Should have won Game of the Year. Like it's like a beautiful museum lost to us just a bunch of samurai armor. Yeah, if you don't know what game I'm referring to Sekiro Shadow Dice Twice. Yes, I'm a little salty with it. I'm still a little salty. Yes, I'm still salty on that. I always feel that. Yeah, I do feel a little salty about that defeat. It took me 2 days to actually get through that. And yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll try Sekiro Shadows Die Twice if I have the time. I'm in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still salty with that defeat, and yeah, I don't want this to be ongoing of how I always feel like Smash Bros. Should have won. Of yeah, reasons I feel like Smash Bros. Should have won, and I'm sorry if I feel like I'm this that one salty guy. To be honest, look, I can be salty at times.
Hello guys,
Yes, I can be that salty guy. What can you say? I can be real.
Assassin.
I'm sorry if I feel sad and salty because
Dragon Ball Fighters.
I'm so feeling goddamn salty after that fight. After that, yeah. Yeah. In my heart, I still feel like Smash Bros. Should have won. Am I the only salty boy every other week when I? Sorry if I really feel like that salty. Oh well. Smash Bros. You always in my heart will be like game of the year to me. Okay, Hmm. Anywho, sorry if I had to go just make a joke about me, talk about my saltiness, but anywho, back to what I want to say. 2018 was also the year that 2018 was also the year that Avengers Infinity War finally came out after Infinity War, the year when the Infinity War happened, Black Panther, and also Return of the Incredibles, as well as and also Sony's animated Marvel film. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say 2019 wasn't the year that I had. 2018 wasn't the year that I watched anything new on the cartoon side of things. Not really new cartoons really came out of this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we got to Tree Below, which is obviously that show I really need to review. So yeah, while this takes place chronologically during part 3 of Troll Hunters, so though I recommend watching this season first because there are a bit of differences between. Don't alternate this, just pretty much watch it in its. Yeah, if you're gonna watch Tales of Arcadia, I recommend watching them fully through. I don't feel like switching between these two seasons. I feel like maybe in case you want to watch it, probably try to watch it chronologically, but I prefer watching it normally. So yeah, action tutorial. So let's talk about Tree Below. Tree Below was pretty much where I actually was kind of the sort of second part in the Tales of Arcadia series. So it focuses on Prince Azaja and Prince Kara of the House of Tara and the Red Dog, and their ex-bodyguard Rovatos Vex. After escaping what happened during Akala 5, they crash landed onto Earth. And decided they wanted to just use culture while they live there. And being taken over by Mordo and his son, this Desire Brotherhood that were only going to be last for like one season. And yeah, it also pretty much the first season was pretty much more focused of them being arranging Earth like while we do see the troll on this for mostly 2 episodes. Oh, the original the main protagonist of the first episode, minus the Pelchuk, who pretty much really became more and more of a protagonist during that season, especially during the date episodes. Odes, and after also see Pelchuk revealing the Aja. And Aja decided to tell Steve that she's actually an alien in that episode, and yeah, okay, you get the point of it. Also, fun thing, you may have saw these 2 characters before in part 3. Yeah, that's pretty much them in here. So yeah, Deja Vu. Yeah, the Deja Vu episode was where they show themselves, but that was technically they already moved in the time loop. And Bad Omen was pretty much a actual show, but they're dealing with the Omen pretty much. Yeah, season 2 really gives. Yeah, technically it's actually the first time we actually see of Tobes and Arg actually first time meeting these 2 characters proper. But they even though oh yeah, and also Pepper Jack. Also, I kind of find it weird in the episode. And yeah, I thought the episode was pretty good. And yeah, I thought the season was pretty. Well, okay, season 2 was more of adding more. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, right. I also explained on this earlier. But also having the Fallen Talon, also having one of the other characters appear in the series, and yeah, also revealing a lot of secrets that was also revealed in the first episode. Oh, and there was also a continuous subplot that from episodes 6 to 12 being so 6 to 13 being more focused around, well, obviously making a short film, and also Area 49. 49B. I don't know why I'm the area 49A and 49 and just 49. We see the trauma, so we turn the trauma. Yeah, pretty much the show pretty, and yeah, pretty much I thought the show was pretty good. It was one of my favorite shows. I thought it was pretty good. And while this is the second, the third and last one, Wizards, is going to be released in 2020. At the time of recording, it's not released yet. It's releasing somewhere in June and July. Hopefully, the other good thing of 2020 so far, because I'm feeling like people have been losing hope lately. So, please, people, don't lose hope. 2020 will be a good year after this, after everything is over. Hey, but hey, at least we got Doom or not any other game so far. So yeah, now we're gonna reach the final year of the decade of worth for cartoons. 2019 was the year where Control, well, Fortnite was pretty much in 2006. Accidentally released a battle royale that accidentally created a huge genre of battle royales. Created a pretty much kickstarting the event of battle royale. It's also the year where VR games like Boneworks, Asgard's Wrath, and I'm giving those two examples. Pretty much dividing VR pretty much year with that game of the year. The year that also started out having that certain game of the year one over Smash Bros. Those Apex Legends pretty. Yeah, I'm still referring to 2019 for those wondering. I was talking about gain more popularity. I know that I was referring to before then when I was 2016. This is 2019 we're referring to. Where also Leon Kennedy, where Resident Evil 2 finally got a remaster. Hideo Kojima's first game that was a little worthless. A Apocalypse game without the fighting, which sounds a little lame. A game where how the hell this game made millions of dollars as well as being meme-worthy. The year where Super Mario Maker 2 finally released. A year where Maybe Link Awakening got remastered. A year where EA decided to actually release a single-player Fallen Order game, and for some reason, and decided why not to let Steve have the fun. Yeah. The year where Mortal Kombat finally released. The year when Borderlands finally got a sequel that they got a little mixed bag at the time of recording. The year where a meme-ish Battle Royale Tetris game was released. A year where for some reason that everyone thought the new Pokemon Sword and Shield is gonna suck. Turns out they did pretty good for the most. Turns out it got mostly surprisingly good reviews. I'm saying mostly because there are gonna be some people who still didn't really like this installment. I know there was marketing and everything else, but ended up becoming pretty good, as well as making huge bucks of money. And becoming one of the more better Pokemon games of all time. Seriously, I'm just surprised when, despite the fact you got mostly criticized in your early days, and yet when the game's released, it's like, boo, she, and I just imagine him just bunch of cash falling down. Yeah. I'll just try this again with a VR part. And the year where Bone Wars released and showing off what a Valve Half-Life game is before an actual Valve Half-Life game came recently in 2019, before Half-Life Alyx and Asgard's Wrath. Anyways, for movies, the year when Endgame finally came out, the year when The Uncut Stone came, of giving Adam Sandler finally something to do in his serious roles, the year where Toy Story 4 finally came out, the year when Hollywood decided they wanted to talk about commentaries on Hollywood, the year where 1917 happened, and the year where not an English film, a Korean film, won pretty much over for every single English film, and even Joker. Surprising how any non-English film won a Korean film. A Korean film won over pretty much everything in Hong. Won pretty much. Won over pretty much everything. Over everyone's expected this year. And maybe I'll cover. I have no plans to cover Parasite, but yeah, it's pretty much surprising how this one of the best movies of 2019. So yeah. Uh, Now, anywho, back to. Now, time to talk about the only two cartoons I actually watched for 2019. So let's talk about 12 Forever. Created by the same writer did Clarence and the Papa Girls reboot, which now I've barely seen an episode of it, and yeah, if anyone bragging me in the comments, I haven't covered the Blissey thing, I'll cover that some other time. It very much focuses on Reggie Abba, who is a 12 magic 12-year-old who wants to grow well where she never grows up. Yeah, Pyramid Colony wants that ability back. With our best friend Tom, and Inster. He did it as well, being imagining superheroes, escape responsibility, and prison adulthood, like really catching up with them in those times, and yeah, it's really growing up here, and yeah, it was doing more life issues pretty much of me. And facing the nemesis, the Butt Witch. I thought the cartoon was pretty good. I do really like the plot, the premise, and pretty much everything else in the episodes. Sadly, this only lasted for one season, and they also had no further way to continue the show. I'm a little sad this only lasted for like one season. I kind of wish it did lasted way longer. I feel like I would like another season or two, or at least one or two more seasons, because I feel like the creativity and everything was pretty good. Maybe because the characters and everything. Oh, it's pretty good. Sadly, this is no. Yeah, I feel sad. It's only like one season it lasted. So
Have
yeah,
you done your video?
almost done. Just one more review, and then I'm gonna get back to work done.
Then how about homework?
Yeah, I'm about to. Just let me finish this
Because
up.
tomorrow you have classes.
Look, online classes. Oh yeah. Yeah, the difference between Singapore, we're having circuit breakers. Luckily, only some of us can go. Mostly our parents go out for it. We're having online lessons. Luckily, not face to face at least, for the most part. Dad, may I finish up this review real quick?
You just finished. I'm not being like this.
So yeah, Senior's Future. So after the events of the movie, which I still think it's pretty good, but I still think it didn't really. I like to say. Think it's that amazing. I think it's good, but I had some problems being. Yeah, maybe we'll say I'm not really into musicals, but I'll just list the two. Well, yeah, one of them being I'm thinking it didn't have the pacing being mainly I just don't really get much of musicals really pretty much. I feel like the length of the episodes feel a bit too. I feel like some of the characters get. I was referring to the characters getting less screen time being Lapis, Peridot, and Bismuth. I was, and also Connie, getting barely any screen time. Like, ain't they supposed to be like the main characters of this show? And Spadell, whenever I talk about Spadell, I always say she doesn't do much in this movie. I feel like she rarely does anything. Like, why do I say that? It's pretty much. I feel personally she really did anything is because mainly I was referring to her as more of an antagonist than a protagonist. Yes. And yeah, also the show pretty much takes place after the events of the show. It pretty much focuses more on Stevens's psychological side, more of his mental health, more of that. I feel like the first half of the show was pretty good, but it didn't really have much of a impact. I feel like the second half really kicks it up more after injury. Really kicks it into it. So yeah, pretty much that. And yeah, that's pretty much cartoons of the 2010s, really. The reason I'm covering this all into one video was because I personally feel like if I were to cover it in well, multiple covering separate videos, I feel like there will be a lack of anything to talk about. Yeah, that is why, mainly because of the lackluster, and I'm only covering shows that are currently complete at the moment, currently finished at the time of recording. I'm not covering any shows that are still ongoing and whatnot, so I'm not covering any shows that are ongoing, like Rick and Morty, for example. Oh, and I'm also not. And you may also wonder. No, I didn't watch Up Over the Hill, Over the Wall. I might at least watch 1 or 2 episodes to get my personal opinion. So maybe the first 2 episodes. And yeah, overall, this year of cards. Overall, the year of cards. This is pretty much the decade tour for cartoons that I watched. Pretty much, it is pretty good. I thought maybe I left some shows out. I do watch some other shows that maybe 1 or 2 I left out because I didn't feel like I want to cover that worth covering at the moment. And overall, it was a pretty amazing year for cartoons in general, pretty much. I feel like the other year is pretty much more particular, but the later on, but everything else is still pretty good. It's still one of the more my favorite eras of cartoons. I may think about doing maybe a nice little tribute to the ones before the 2010s, as there are some stuff like Korra and such as Avatar and pretty much. Which I would like to cover one day, even though I don't really like Avatar when it first came out. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe to my channel, and yeah. And here's the worth to a decade of cartoons. Now, if anyone asks me before I go, I would like to say, if anyone asks me if I want to do anime on this then maybe I'll do anime, but at the time of recording, I'm not thinking about doing anime at the moment. Maybe I'm only going to be covering animes I actually watched, which, yeah, at the time of recording, I rarely watch anime. Yeah, during the 2010s, most of the later on 2010s, I do, mostly particularly the second half, is that I will be more interested in anime during the second half of the 2010s, and I didn't have more childhood for it until, yeah, you get the point. But Oh yeah. Yeah, that should be it for the cartoons of the 2010s. So yeah. Bye.